leads on. And these are our V leads. They're unipolar. They go one direction. So you have your V1 through V6. And Orange County, we talk about it too, where we place them. But it's really important to understand when we place them, where it's taking a picture of the heart. Now remember, the heart is over to the left a little bit, and it's kind of angled. So it's not like we're standing straight up and looking straight at it. We're having to get pictures from different angles. And you can, if you visualize it that way, it kind of ends up making more sense to you. So my V1 and V2 are more your septal, going right in center because they're going on each side of the sternum, okay, at the middle of the chest. Basically, right where the septum, if I have my heart right here, and it's angled like this, right? So I have my heart angled like this. Let me do it this way. That was easier for me, okay? So instead of my heart being straight up and down like this, it's angled off to the left. So when I put my leads on here, I'm actually, the septum runs right along here. So those leads are running, the V1 and V2 are running right where the septum is on the anterior surface. Okay, right there, all right? Then you've got your leads, they come down and around this way, okay? So they come down and around. And so basically we're going, from septal, anterior, inferior, over towards the lateral, okay? Lateral side. And that's what those are taking a picture of, all right? So we're basically taking it from different angles. We're seeing 1, 2, and 3, AVF, AVL, and AVR. But then you're also seeing your V leads, which is going from different angles all around the heart, so that we can see where they're possibly having an issue. And that's why we look at it that way, all right? What we'll do, let me go to this next picture. I'll show you this and then we'll take a break. So when I'm talking about that, we're talking about where we place these. If you see right here, okay, you see the heart right here, it's kind of angled off to the side. This is where we're placing all those leads. And so this is hard because it's a two-dimensional picture. If I had a 3D picture, it's easier to see where we place those, right? Okay, so here, okay, is septum, V1 and V2. That's your septum in your heart. If we pictured it, if we took out the, this layer of tissue here, you can see the inside of the chambers, right? And that's would be where the septum is, okay? Your inferior wall, your 2 and 3 and AVF, because of where those are located. So we're putting our limb leads, okay? And your left leg is coming down onto the lower torso or the upper thighs when you're placing the leads. We always want to get it close to the torso as possible. The further away you go, and I've had people say, oh no, they told me to put it on the wrists and the ankles. Hey, if they want to put it on the wrists and the ankles and they want artifact, more power to them. It's important to put it on the shoulders and the hips, okay? Or the thigh. If you can't get to the hips, put it on the upper thigh, right? Because we want to get it as close to the torso as possible, less artifact, easier to read the picture, okay? So your inferior wall down here, this is the bottom portion of the heart right here. Your lead 2 and 3 are going to be the inferior as well as your AVF, okay? Now, we have our septal right here, which is in the green, and then the red is your anterior wall. We're at the front of the heart right here. So V1 through V4. Now, if I go back here, V1 through 4, these areas here, they're all showing at the front of the heart. And this is a terrible picture to show you, sorry. But that's where it's showing, okay? Right at the front of the heart. So the 1, okay? V1 here, all the way to here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, these are all going to show the anterior portion of the heart and the septum, right? V1 and V2 also show septum. So it's showing them in different angles. Then you have your lateral wall over here. So as it comes around, it's going to start showing us on the back part of the wall, okay, on that lateral wall, which is 1, AVL, and then 4, 5, and 6. So when we see issues happening, when we do a 12 lead, you may not see anything over on the inferior wall. Okay, fine. But then I go to the lateral wall, and I'm like, oh, I've got ST segment elevation right there. It's not coming down to baseline, as you guys notice right there, right? So here's my baseline. Notice, baseline is right here. Is that at baseline? No. Is this one a baseline? Nope. That is ST segment elevation in the lateral wall, okay? So, makes a difference when we're calling in and we're saying, hey, they've got ST segment elevation in the lateral wall, V5 and V6. Perfect, right? Because now, you can see the lead 1 right here because it's the lateral wall. But now they know if they're going to go in to cath lab and go in and try to place a stent, okay, they're going to go look for the occlusion on that lateral wall, which there are certain arteries that feed that lateral wall. So now they know, oh, I need to go to the circumflex artery, coronary circumflex. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to feed through that femoral artery, come up through the aorta, up the descending aorta backwards, okay, aortic arch, and then I'm going to go to the left coronary artery and find where the left coronary artery splits and goes left anterior descending and circumflex. And I'm going to follow the circumflex over and follow it down until I find that occlusion. That's why we look at an ECG, so that we can notify and let them know where they're having the issue. It makes it a lot easier. They'll go and they'll do another ECG, but they'll confirm that, yep, it's over on that lateral side. Now they know where to take that catheter and go and place it so that they can get rid of the occlusion a lot faster. Okay. All right. Let's take a 10-minute break. It is